Are you prepared for what's coming? The wave of youth sweeping into the ranks of law enforcement is threatening to crash down upon us. But do we know this means for us as taxpayers and citizens? In recent years, a daunting shift has been observed in law enforcement agencies across the nation. More and more, fresh-faced recruits, barely out of their teens, are strapping on badges and stepping into the perilous world of law enforcement. These young minds, armed with new ideas and bursting with vigor, might seem like a breath of fresh air, but the reality is not black and white. This rising trend of youth in law enforcement does not come without a significant cost. Not only does it hit us in the pocketbooks as taxpayers due to the cost of recruitment and training, but it also raises a multitude of serious concerns. Lack of experience and maturity are chief among them. The weight of wisdom that comes only with age and experience in handling complex, high-pressure situations is a priceless asset. This is an asset that these young recruits, despite their enthusiasm, often lack. This deficit could potentially compromise the quality of law enforcement, thus risking the safety of us, the citizens. But the implications don't just stop there. Public trust in law enforcement is hanging by a thread, and that thread is the ability of an officer to make sound judgments, particularly in crises. The relative inexperience of these young officers could undermine this crucial public trust, shaking the faith of citizens in law enforcement agencies. Remember this. The age of our law enforcement officers isn't just a statistic. It has profound implications for our safety, our faith in these institutions, and the state of our wallets. The alarming trend of younger recruits in law enforcement is a ticking time bomb with potential impacts that could ripple far and wide. As we march into the unknown, it's crucial that we tread with caution, balancing the potential benefits against the serious challenges and examine the implications meticulously. So, let's dive deeper into these impacts. First up, the financial side of things. With younger recruits flooding into law enforcement, training and recruitment costs are bound to rise. Think about it. Fresh out of school or college, these young men and women are stepping into a world that demands a profound understanding of the law, exceptional physical fitness, and a level of emotional maturity that often only comes with age. To prepare these recruits for the realities of the job, law enforcement agencies have to invest heavily in training programs. This isn't just about learning how to handle a firearm or how to chase down a suspect. It's about understanding the complexities of human behavior, knowing how to diffuse tense situations, and learning to make split-second decisions that could potentially save lives or put them at risk. Now, this intensive training doesn't come cheap. In fact, it's a significant financial burden for law enforcement agencies. But here's the thing. These agencies are primarily funded by taxpayers. That's right. The cost of training these greenhorn officers isn't just hitting the law enforcement agencies' budgets, it's hitting ours too. This isn't to say that investing in well-trained officers isn't worth our tax dollars. Quite the contrary. A well-trained, efficient law enforcement agency is crucial for maintaining law and order. But when the average age of recruits drops and the need for more intensive training rises, the financial burden on taxpayers increases. This is a delicate balance. On one hand, we have the need for fresh talent and diversity in law enforcement. On the other, we have the potential for increased taxpayer burden due to the cost of training these young recruits. It's a complex issue and one that requires careful thought and consideration. But one thing is clear. The cost of training these young recruits doesn't just impact the law enforcement agencies' budgets. It affects all of us as taxpayers. And it's something we need to take into account when we talk about the trend of ever younger recruits in law enforcement. Beyond the financial implications, there's another critical aspect: the effectiveness of policing and public trust. Now, it's no secret that a law enforcement officer's job is often complex and demanding. They are frequently placed in situations that require not only a keen understanding of the law, but also an ability to navigate tense, emotionally charged situations. Now let's imagine a bright-eyed, fresh recruit, full of energy and enthusiasm. They have the theoretical knowledge, the physical fitness, and the drive to make a difference. But do they have the life experience or the maturity to handle these complex situations effectively? This is a question we need to consider seriously. Younger recruits may bring a fresh perspective and a new energy to law enforcement, which is always welcome. They may be more willing to embrace new technologies, innovative policing methods, and they might relate better to younger segments of the community. However, Without the wisdom that comes with age and experience, they might struggle when faced with difficult decisions or complicated scenarios. This lack of experience could potentially impact the quality of policing, and as a result, it could also affect public trust. Trust in law enforcement is a crucial pillar of any thriving society. If citizens start to doubt the maturity or judgment of their protectors, this trust could erode. And once trust is lost, it's incredibly difficult to regain. The balance, then, between the vitality of youth and the wisdom of age is a delicate one. It's important for law enforcement agencies to recognize this and consider how they can best support their younger officers, perhaps with mentorship programs or additional training. But it's equally important for us as a society to understand these challenges and be patient as these young officers learn and grow. It's clear that the age and experience of our law enforcement officers can significantly impact our trust in them and their effectiveness on the job. Now let's talk about the risk of misconduct and the need for more robust training. As we bring in younger recruits into the law enforcement fold, we must acknowledge the potential for increased risks. Younger and less experienced officers, while brimming with enthusiasm and fresh perspectives, may also be more prone to impulsive decisions or succumbing to peer pressure. These factors could inadvertently lead to an increase in misconduct or even abuse of authority. For instance, imagine a scenario where a rookie officer is faced with a high-stress situation, say a heated protest or a volatile domestic dispute. Without the necessary life experience, maturity, or adequate training, they may react impulsively, potentially escalating the situation rather than diffusing it. The consequences of such misconduct are far-reaching. Not only does it tarnish the reputation of the law enforcement agency, but it also erodes the public's trust in our officers to keep us safe. Moreover, taxpayers may end up bearing the costs associated with legal settlements or lawsuits resulting from such incidents. So how do we mitigate these risks? The answer lies in more intensive and robust training. Law enforcement agencies may need to invest additional resources into equipping these younger officers with the skills they need to navigate the complexities of their job. This could involve taxpayer-funded programs focused on leadership development, conflict resolution, and community engagement. Through such programs, our young recruits could gain the necessary confidence, maturity, and decision-making skills to handle challenging situations effectively. Moreover, providing a supportive environment that encourages open dialogue, mentorship, and peer learning can also play a crucial role in reducing the risk of misconduct. In the end, it's not just about recruiting younger officers, it's about equipping them with the tools they need to serve our communities effectively and responsibly. There's no denying that these potential risks and the need for additional support and training add another layer of complexity to the issue. But with careful planning and a commitment to continuous learning and improvement, we can turn these challenges into opportunities for growth and progress. So, what can we do about these challenges? Firstly, it's essential to implement stringent selection processes. Law enforcement agencies can introduce comprehensive psychological tests and situational judgment assessments during the recruitment phase. This ensures only the most capable and mature individuals, regardless of age, are chosen to serve and protect our communities. Secondly, we can't overlook the importance of a robust training program. This includes not just physical training, but also emotional intelligence, conflict resolution, leadership development, and community engagement. These programs should be designed to equip officers with the necessary skills to handle complex situations effectively, thereby reducing the risk of misconduct and enhancing the quality of policing. Additionally, mentorship programs can play a pivotal role. Pairing younger recruits with seasoned officers can provide the rookies with a wealth of experience to draw from. These mentor-mentee relationships can foster a culture that values maturity, judgment, and the wisdom that comes with experience. But it's not just up to the law enforcement agencies. As citizens, it's our responsibility to stay informed and engaged with this issue. We need to ask questions, demand transparency, and hold our local law enforcement agencies accountable. It's our duty to ensure that the people entrusted with our safety are well-equipped, well-trained, and well-prepared to handle the rigors of their job, irrespective of their age. This issue is bigger than just one department or one city. It's about the safety and security of our communities, our families, and ourselves. It's about ensuring that our law enforcement agencies are as effective, reliable, and trustworthy as we need them to be. Now that you're aware of the impacts of younger recruits in law enforcement, we encourage you to stay informed, ask questions, and hold your local law enforcement agencies accountable. Please like, share, and subscribe to keep up with important topics like this.